Ron Harris, AMD online editor. The Tampa Pro just finished. Hunter just walked off stage, gave a few words to the crowd, and he is the champion, the Tampa Pro champion for the second time. So quickly read you the results. Hunter Labrada, the winner. Jonathan De La Rosa, very, very solid second place. Third place, Lewis Breed. Fourth place, Joel Thomas. Fifth place, Brady King. Sixth place, Roy Evans. I was a little surprised with Lewis. He moved up in the confirmation round because he was not in the first call out today. In the original judging a few hours ago, he was not in the first call out of 4 men. He was in the second call out. And honestly, to be honest, it's a subjective sport. We all have our opinions. I had Joel Thomas in third. I probably would have put Lewis in fourth. I like Joel's shape a lot better. Lewis is a freak. Don't get me wrong, guys. Stacked, thick, tons and tons of muscle. Condition was pretty good. Joel Thomas, I just like the shape better. But Hunter, man, just to give you some perspective, this is Hunter's third win. He has won every show that he's competed in his lifetime except for 3 Olympias. So his pro career is Tampa Pro won, Chicago Pro won that, and he just won Tampa again. And the Olympia, he's been 8th, 4th, and 7th. So he's won every contest since he started competing. Even as an amateur, he was always the winner. Until he got to the Olympia level. So props. He's going to Olympia again. Of course, we're going to see him again 2 weeks from today in Texas against Andrew Jacked and Carlos Thomas Jr. That's going to be a very, very interesting show. But man, props to him. I didn't see it going any other way. I think it was pretty obvious, and that's no disrespect to Jonathan or Lewis. Hunter was just damn good today. He is very much improved since last year. It's the best Hunter I've ever seen. Condition-wise, it was very good. I think he's holding out, him and Ben, I think they're holding out like 5% more. This was like 95%. Of course, 100% would be lights out, spectacular, grainy, crazy, dry condition. I think they're holding off on that for the Olympia. Because let's face it, why would you do that for this show when you could come in at 90, 95% and you're somebody who's been 4th place at the Olympia and pretty much win it with There were no other Olympians in this. John's been the Olympian stuff, but you know what I'm saying. No other top Olympia guys in the show. So let's hear what you guys have to say. Some of you guys love Hunter. Some of you guys, you don't love Hunter. I'm really not sure why you wouldn't, what people have against him, but I guess because he was born into a dynasty of he was born son of Lee Labrada. Jen says, congrats, Hunter Labrada. Well-deserved second for John, and Lewis was surprised for third. Yeah. I like Joel Thomas. So, Joel, if you're listening, I had you in third. Lewis, it's no offense, man. You're a freak. You're a beast. I just preferred that physique. We all like what we like. Wayne Arenzi, congrats to Hunter. Him and Ben Chow starting to learn how to peak him now. Yeah, this was, I think, their third prep together. And you learn something every time. If you haven't watched the interview, I asked him about that. The interview that's up on this channel that we did the night before. We did it Thursday night, actually. And they talked about how it has been a learning process, and they figured things out as every prep has gone along. M12, this package of Hunter versus Andrew Arnold package, who do you have winning? I don't know. Let's see them next to each other. That's all everyone's going to be talking about for the next 2 weeks. Don't forget Carlos Thomas Jr., guys. Don't sleep on Carlos. Carlos might shock everybody. He could win. Who knows? He's damn good. Wayne Arenz just shows you how Whole Foods is better than liquids. When I prep, Whole Foods get me leaner and tighter, speeds up metabolism. You can't drink your way to a top championship. Yeah, he was doing a lot of shakes before, and in the early 90s, his father, Lee Labrada, was, I believe, part owner of Metrex, which was the huge meal replacement company in the 90s. They did billions of dollars of business. I don't know if it was billions. It was a lot. And Lee was famously drinking, I think he had one whole food meal a day, and the rest was just Metrex shakes. But yeah, I do believe, personally, from myself and from seeing others, Whole Foods do process better. You get a drier, tighter look. Hunter never had that tight look. There was always a little blurriness, a little bit of film. He was never quite there. Sko Gotti, who you got placing higher, Brett or Shire? Huh? Are you talking about some other show? You talking about Brett Wilkins and Justin Shire? Yeah, that's a whole other subject. R Stove, congrats to Hunter. I just think there should have been greater competition at the Tampa Pro. Well, yeah, there should have been more than 9 guys in the show. I went to it 6 years in a row. There were never less than, I can't remember there ever being less than 15 at the least. Yeah. Gregory Elise, bonsoir, Ron, which is what? That's greeting, hello, welcome. No, bienvenue is welcome, right? Bonsoir is like a greeting. It's going to be a barn burner in Texas. Great win for Hunter. Yeah, now it's the next 2 weeks. That's all we're going to hear about. Texas Pro, and that's fine. I like when things get hyped up. Earl of Swagshire. Chapeau, Mr. Labrada. I don't know what chapeau means. I should have taken French, or I took Spanish, which actually worked out well for me. Thank you, Ron, for the updates. You're the best. Thank you, Matt Muscle. Just Jen, maybe in the Olympia, Ron. Where does Justin and Brett rank when it comes to Hunter in the lineup? I don't see either one of them at Hunter's level, to be honest with you. I think they're both guys who are going to be somewhere 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, somewhere in that range. But guys, look at who's in the Olympia. Look what we still have from last year. We have Hadi coming back, the defending champ. Got Derek Lunsford looking like an absolute unit lately. You got Nick Walker looking gigantic. Brandon over in Kuwait working very hard, looking great. Rami still at it. I think he's doing the Olympic again. Samson Dowda, Andrew Hunter, Bon X out. Yeah, it's tough at the top of the Olympia. These guys are amazing. Let's see. M12, do you think it's a smart move for Hunter to compete at Texas while he's already qualified, or should skip and compete at the Olympia? No, he said he was doing 2 shows. I think it would actually, if he backed out of Texas at this point, it would look like he was avoiding avoiding Andrew, and he doesn't want it. You can't be dodging anybody. If your ultimate goal is to be Mr. Olympia, which that's his goal, you can't be scared of anybody. You can't be avoiding anybody. He's got to go up against. He's really got to beat Andrew. If he doesn't beat Andrew at the Texas Pro, how's he going to beat him at the Olympia? So he wants to solidify his place in the sport, his stature right now. So he's got to do it. He said he was doing it. And yeah, we talked about that in the interview today. If you guys haven't watched that interview, please, it's only 15 minutes long. Go check it out. Let's see. Wayne McKay, there are too many IPB Open men's pro shows. Hunter was a clear winner from prejudging. Yeah, there's a lot of shows. I honestly think getting rid of the point system took a lot of guys out too. They're like, screw it. If I can't, I've said this so many times, but I think there's a lot of good pros. They're good, but they're not great. They know if they work hard and do a bunch of shows, they can probably get enough points to go to the Olympia, but now that's not an option anymore. There is no point system. So these guys who know that if they're up against even one like top 10, top 12 Olympia guy, they're screwed, which, almost every show has one of them. There's no point. They're not going to win. They're not going to go to the Olympia. So why go through all that prep? If their ultimate goal is to get to the Olympia. Larry Holstein, Hunter looked great. Big improvements from the back, especially at Wayne Arends. I heard Hunter had a hernia operation on lower abs, hence why lower abs don't look quite as tight. Not distract me, not quite as tight as the top of his abs due to the operation. Love this channel. Thank you, Wayne. I hadn't heard that. You can see his pec tear. It's right side. It's this pec. Yeah, it's this pec. It's the left side. And oddly, that's the side he hits the side chest on. It's just a little dent. It's nothing major, but you see it. You definitely see it. Hawaiian Bear 1013. Thanks, Ron. What do you think about Hunter's vacuum in the front, though? I personally think his waist looks smaller with flexed abs. Yeah, he shouldn't do the vacuum, but, he's got one of the greatest posing coaches in the world. Lee Labrada, his dad, was, to this day. Sometime, if you guys have want to see some awesome routines, look up Lee Labrada posing. His dad. It was a totally different style. It was very quick, almost like some kind of modern dance routine or something. But he was an amazing poser, always fun to watch, graceful, a lot of classic shots. Larry Holstein again. I think Carlos Thomas Jr. is going to be hard for anyone to deal with in Texas if he comes in sharp. I'm curious to see Carlos's back shots. I haven't seen back shots from him. If his back is not a whole lot better than it was at the Olympia, I'm concerned. If it is, at the Olympia, at the Nationals when he turned pro, if it is better, then he can match up against, Andrew and Hunter, and we'll see what happens. Earl of Swagshire, Reed Flex looks better, yeah. Aina Ramam Pandrason. Do you think this version of Hunter can beat Andrew Jack the Arnold? It doesn't matter. We're not seeing the Andrew Jack the Arnold happened months ago. It's over. So I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. We're gonna see the version of Hunter and the version of Andrew in 2 weeks that they bring to the Texas Pro. That's all that really matters. Hunter has an Earl of Swagshire. Hunter has an O-shaped belly, shape-wise, when he does a vacuum. Yeah, he shouldn't do the vacuum. Skogati supposedly had surgery after 22-0. Oh, I didn't know that. Neoson King, Hunter's side tricep pose is a great pose. That's his best pose, in my opinion. When we had him on an MD cover a couple of years ago, that's the pose we put on the cover. I got flack for saying he's got one of the best back double biceps in the sport after the last video live we did a couple hours ago. Maybe I was being a bit over ambitious, but his side tricep, I'll stand by this. One of the best in the sport right now. Absolutely. Absolutely. One of the best. Love his side tricep. Just yet, and Gilco just released video. Hunter looks fantastic. Yeah, I saw a couple Hunter haters posting screenshots they took off their computer that were blurry, and they were trying to say he wasn't in condition. Like, dude, a lot of people were reposting the clips from the live stream on their Instagram, and you could see he was in shape. He was in great shape. Like I said, 95%. He's holding out a little bit. I think him and Ben are gonna pull out that extra 5% condition for the Olympia when it really needs to be there, when he's up against the very best in the world. He was not up against the best in the world today. It was 8 other guys. I believe Jonathan is the only one who's been to the Olympia out of that group. Is Fred Smalls? No, Fred Smalls might have been to the Olympia. I'll have to say, Fred Smalls, great posing routine. He used to win best poser all the time. You know, does dance moves, does a split, just jumps up the air. He keeps you entertained. 47 years old, looking great. Rodolfo Ibarra, always been a great coach. Hunter just stuck to what was working for him. Yeah. Marquise, do you think this is Hunter's best version? Yeah, this is the best I've ever seen him. Like I said, we've never seen, the best Hunter before this was 2021 Olympia when he got 4th. This was better than that because his back is better, condition was better. So this is the best. He's getting better, as you should. Bodybuilders are supposed to get better and better. And a lot of times once they've sort of maxed out their potential, they stay at that level for a while and then they start going downward. But he still looks like he's still improving, Hunter. He's only like 32. What is he? 30, 31, 32, 33 at the most. Cody Jolly, I was thinking the same thing about side triceps, crazy looking, yeah. And he hits it in a different way. He's figured out the way where it really brings out his best qualities, his best attributes. Master poser. Like I said, he's got Lee Labrada, his dad, as his posing coach. How are you going to screw that up? That's the best posing coach you could possibly want. Do you think he can win Andrew Jack if he peels in a little bit? I don't know. Stop asking me if he can beat Andrew, guys. I don't know. Let's put them together, side by side. Let's find out in 2 weeks. Let's wait. I know it sucks to wait, but we have to wait. Larry Holstein, Ron knows LOL. I saw people saying Hunter was way too flat. Yeah, I won't say who it was on Instagram, but I said you posted like the worst possible picture of him because clearly you don't. For some reason, you have something against Hunter, but I saw many other pictures. Bodybuilders Without Borders, Daniel, I bring him up all the time. Sulios, they were reposting some of the high-res images. You could see the condition was there, and he was not flat. He was not flat. Natalia Coelho, our Physique Olympia champion, thank you, obrigado, for joining us. Brazil, killing it everywhere, all over the sport. They're awesome. M12, they holding that extra 5% for Texas Pro, not the Olympia. Oh, he'll definitely need against Andrew. That's possible. I mean, of course, you've got 2 more weeks. You're on prep 2 more weeks. You're going to get sharper. I haven't seen Andrew's condition, but I assume Andrew's going to be much sharper because I've yet to see Andrew in the condition I want to see Andrew in. Like until today, this was the first time I saw Hunter look the way I really wish he could have, condition-wise. Hopefully Andrew brings that. You want to see people at their best going up against each other. You don't want. I hate to see someone lose just because someone out-conditioned them because that's something that's in everyone's control. Let's see. I feel Chicago was the best before this one. Yeah, I mean, he looked good, Marquise. Alberto Montejo, thumbs up. Hey, Natalia. Wayne Arenz again. Enough people do not talk about Hunter's X-frame. It's so good. Every person knows Bible and talks about Hunter's shape. His X is right up there. Pittsburgh Pro is wide as everyone else. That's one area where he beat Jonathan handily. It's a structural thing. It's your bone structure. It's nothing you can change. It's nothing that you worked for. You're just born with it. And he's got those wide clavicles, narrow waist. He's got really good quad sweep, wide delts, wide upper back. That X-frame. I love the X-frame. Wayne McKay, I don't think Hunter can pull out of the Texas Pro due to the new IFBB rules. He had no intentions. I think I asked him something like, in the interview, if you win, you get your Olympic qualification, would you think about skipping? He's like, hell no, of course. He's got a lot of pride. He's born and bred in Texas. He's got to win that Texas Pro. And Andrew, of course, he's a defending champion. He's still a rookie. He's only been a pro since he turned pro March of 2022. He's still trying to prove himself. He wants to beat Hunter. He wants to beat the big names to show what he's capable of. And he does have that Mr. Olympia potential that people talk about. And you have to beat the best. You have to beat the best if you want to be the best. Can't be dodging anybody. Marquise, De La Rosa's other quad is a little bit smaller because of injury. Not very noticeable if you don't know me, but really struck to my eye. Of course, his quad's much smaller overall compared to Hunter. Yeah, I remember his quads being bigger and fuller in the past. Not sure what happened, but I do remember they were better. Jonathan looks great. I've seen him better in the past, but that doesn't matter. We're talking about 2023. We're not talking about 2017 or 18 or whenever it was when he might have had like a slightly better look. He's doing great for a comeback after 3 years away from the stage, over 3 years. And he's been through a lot and went through a rough divorce. He moved from New York to Florida. A lot of New Yorkers moved to Florida. It's pretty common actually. But yeah, what else? So just Jen. Also by competing against Andrew, he'll know what he's up against and what changes he may need to make. If it turns out Andrew is better. M12, do you think the judges might give the edge for Andrew because Hunter's already qualified? Especially if the competition is close. That's a question that comes up a lot when we're talking about Olympia qualifications. Somebody goes into a show and they've already got a win, they've already got their Olympia qualification, and it's very, very close between them and some other guy who's a very popular Olympia level athlete. I honestly, I'm not going to defend the judges, and I'm not going to speak out again. I don't know what goes through their head. I'm not going to speculate. They're human beings. I suppose anything's possible. I don't think there's that conspiracy theory, but who knows? I don't know. But, we all want to see them both in the Olympia, right? So, I don't know. It would have to be, they would have to be so close where it was a coin toss to have a situation like that happen and people not get very upset. But Andrew's damn good. He's very, very good. He is capable of beating Hunter. Hunter's capable of beating him. Don't get it twisted, guys. They're both capable of beating the other one on any given day. If one of them really brings it and the other one doesn't bring it to that level. It's not like neither one of them blows the other one away. They're both very, very good. Very different physiques. It's going to be an interesting matchup. And don't forget Carlos. And we don't know the list yet. There might be some other freak jumping in that we don't even know about yet. Brian Nasser, looking shredded lately, Brian, for your show. I just don't understand why Hunter had so many haters. He looked fantastic. People get jealous because, he had a famous dad. He had someone helping and grooming him to become a champion in the sport. Came from a little bit of money. So people hate on him. But you know what? He worked very hard to get where he is. You could hate on all these guys if you really want because they're all very genetically gifted. They're not regular human beings. None of them are. Not one. They're all genetically like a 1 in 10,000 or something. They're very rare creatures, these pro bodybuilders you're looking at. So they all had a gift from God, or if you don't believe in God, from their parents' DNA. But Hunter worked damn hard to get where he is, and he's had adversities, he's had injuries, different things have happened. Jen says, our own Jen says, I'd be happy if Carlos Summers Jr. won too. I think it'd be a great addition to the Olympia stage if he wins in Texas, yeah. Then Andrew would have to do some other show. He could either do Legion or there's 3 shows in Europe to choose from. We'll see. Marquis says, I don't think judges favor those who have no qualification yet. Last year, Brett lost against Beirut Tabani, and they well knew Tabani isn't going to the Olympia. Yeah, he wanted to, but it's hard for Persians to get to America. It's very hard. M12, for that reason, I said it's not a smart move for Hunter to do the Texas Pro, especially when he's qualified and he's not qualified. He's got to do it, though. He said he's not backing out. There's no way he's... What about Blessing? I think he just said on Instagram, I can't look it up on my phone, looking at he said he was 5 weeks out. So whatever show, it looks like he's doing one of the European shows, or is that Legion? He said in a post yesterday that he was 5 weeks out. So what's 5 weeks from today? Let's check it out. So Texas is 2 weeks, 3, 4. Maybe his math is wrong. He's either doing the Italy Pro or the European Pro, I guess. He's got a new coach, someone that works with Matt Jansen. It's like, I assume he's like one of Matt's business partners or apprentices or something, because it's like Team Jansen is on the hashtag or whatever. So Jen says, the more successful you are, the more haters you have. Absolutely. Guarida says, what good news, guys? Blessing is going to Italy Pro. Oh, okay. There you go, Marquise. Yeah, that makes sense. Italy. So yeah, I mean, he just needs better condition. I like Blessing. I know a lot of people don't like him. He's a character. If you actually talk to the real Blessing, it's not that cartoon character that he portrays, the WWE type of persona. So I hope he nails it. I hope he gets his condition on. I hope he gets his Olympic qualification because, yeah, we'll see. Let's see. He'll be battling against Regan Grimes, Marquise, and of course Nathan Dasha. Nathan, no joke. Nathan's no slouch. Regan's gotten much bigger. Oh yeah, Good Vito's doing that too. Shit, that's gonna be a good show. That's gonna be a good lineup. Neo Sun King reminding us about Vito. I hope Vito's leg is okay. Has anyone seen what his legs look like now? because it looked like he really jacked up his knee jumping off that stage guest posing a couple weeks ago. Larry Holstein, what's your thoughts on Hassan, Ronnie? Really impressed me this year. Has come a long way. Yeah, that's he looked really good. He's going to Olympia. Obviously, he's got his win from Orlando. You know, again, I put him in the 9, 10, 11, 12 spot at the Olympia, somewhere around there if he's on. Structurally, he's going to have issues with some of these top guys. The Olympia is tough, guys. It's the toughest show you could possibly do. Don't forget. Brian Nassau, what if one guy wins 3 shows during the year? That's 2 bodybuilders who miss the Olympia. Oh, well, then they weren't good enough. If they couldn't beat that guy, whoever keeps winning these shows, you know, it's like this is all they do. They're professional bodybuilders, they're professional athletes. It's not a team sport. They're all in it for themselves. Why would you not keep winning if you can keep winning? Pick up some more prize money, just keep winning. You know, it's not like you get any extra points for being a nice guy and sitting out. I'm going to withdraw from the show so and so has a chance. Most guys wouldn't do that for you. You know, it's dog eat dog out there, guys. Let's see. Brian, yeah, you're welcome, Brian. You're looking great, man. M12, Blessing versus Nathan. Regan Grimes, good veto. No way he will win. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a good show. Marquise, my coach, I think you mean, has seen recent updates on Vito's legs. Are totally fine. Good. Yeah, because that's an amazing physique on Good Vito. I want to see him. I want to see him fulfill his potential because he's a young dude and he's got great potential. Anthony Brooks, with the absence of the point system, there's less turnout at the shows now. Yeah, I've never seen such small lineups as I have this year. This is unsettling, disturbing. Do you think they may bring the point system back to encourage more athletes to compete the smaller shows? Hear me now and believe me later. Prediction. Right now, I'm going to predict it. See if I'm right. End of this year, or maybe sometime, maybe after the Olympia, like a week after the Olympia, I bet there's going to be an announcement from IFBB Pro League. We're bringing back the point system. That's just my guess. I feel it because I see how it impacted a lot of these, not so much the European shows. They were still getting good lineups. They're still doing good, drawing a lot of open bodybuilders, but the US shows are not pulling good numbers for the open bodybuilders. Other classes are fine. You don't have to worry about classic. There's always going to be a million classic guys, a million men's physique. 212, a little dwindling there too, but open, we've definitely seen that go down. So I think they're going to bring it back. Marquise, coach, it's okay. I barely speak English myself, Marquise. Well, I speak English and shitty Spanish. That's all I speak. Alberto Montejo, you know and I know, back in the day, egg and steak, diuretics, and Jimmy some parts, flat 80 conditioning. Yeah, oh, those are the days. Meyer and Meyer. Hunter looks like souped up version of his dad. Yeah, he's basically a taller version of his dad, taller, wider version. His dad did have prettier shape and symmetry. They're not exact. They're not clones. He's not really just a bigger version of his dad. If his dad had been taller and bigger, I think that would have been a better physique. I was a huge Lee Labrada fan. I mean, Lee took second at the Olympia a couple times in 89, 90? There's one year, the year they drug tested the Olympia, he should have won that year. He should have beat Lee Haney that year. And I love Lee Haney, but I'm just being real here. Wayne McKay, Nathan Nash will win the Open Men's Milan show in Italy easily. He's got 10 pro wins or something already. He's no joke, Nathan. He gets in shape fast. He preps for like 4, 5, 6 weeks. Yeah, Nathan's damn good. I wouldn't doubt that for 1 minute. Marquise, I agree. In Europe, men's open lineups are very stacked, but in USA, it's been a little bit underwhelming when it comes to open bodybuilding. The Canadian shows too. Reason must be class physique, and so many guys went there. Or I don't know. Yeah, you know, I remember a few years ago when Classic was just starting up, I was still doing a monthly column with Dorian Yates for MD, and we talked about a lot of things. And one of the things he talked about once was that these other divisions have sort of taken away a lot of the talent that would have gone to open bodybuilding. Because back in the old days, if you were going to compete, you were going to be a bodybuilder. There was only one division, bodybuilding. They didn't call it open. There was no need to call it anything. It was men's bodybuilding, women's bodybuilding. That's all there was. So all the people with great genetics went to that. Now, a lot of the guys with great genetics who could have been great open bodybuilders, a lot of the guys who are in men's physique could be great open bodybuilders if they really pushed it. A lot of the classic bodybuilder, class physique guys, same thing. So I think we're seeing less talent in open, yes, because a lot of that talent pool is being funneled into these other divisions where these guys with the great genetics just choose to go. But what are you going to do? We're going to eliminate those classes? We can't do that. Marquise also does 212 in men's physique. Yeah. There's options, you know. we only have three classes, 3 divisions in pro bodybuilding for men. I'm sorry, 4, right? Yeah. 212, open, classic, and men's physique. Women has like 7 divisions. Larry Holstein, I think they need to bring back the point system back. Also, based on that exactly, if guys see no shot, get the O, they're going to leave and go to other divisions. Or just retire, or just quit. I don't know. Yeah, they're going to, I would bet money they'll bring back the point system for 2024. I think it's coming back. Because this was it's not a disaster, but if this trend continues, there's no more point system, it's not going to get better next year. It's going to get worse. The open lineups are going to get smaller, weaker. Nobody wants to see that because that's still the premier division that most people go to the contest. They buy the tickets to see the open men bodybuilding. When you watch these results shows or wrap up videos, or you're looking, most people are most interested in the open bodybuilding. So Wayne Aren says, if it's just about the point system, why does Classic have so many people competing? They won't get to Olympia as well. Yeah, I don't know. I think more, that's a good question. Yeah. Well, there's way more classic shows. So we say there's a lot of open shows. There's at least twice as many classic shows. A lot. If you go to ifbbpro.com and look at the contest schedule for the whole year, it gives the show by division. It tells you which shows. So it'll say open bodybuilding is going to be at these shows. Classic is at these shows. The list for classic is twice as long, easily, maybe 3 times. Men's physique is like 5 times as long. Because a lot of shows, a lot of big amateur shows will have a pro show with it, but it's only going to have like 2 divisions. A lot of times it'll only be men's physique and bikini or something, or sometimes it'll be men's physique, classic, bikini, and figure. It's typically those type of classes. It's not the open, 212. Those are a little more rare to see. Marquise, if they awarded more condition shape and less mass in open, I think more people would do open bodybuilding. I feel the trend is going that way, but not enough to get enough people interested in open. Yeah, very cool, Alan Ron. Where do you see the sport in 20 years? Golden era was 20 years ago, and now we're something 20 years? I think in 20 years, I'll be so old I won't care. But I think by that point, assuming this is all still happening, why wouldn't it be, I guess? We might have like 5-10 more divisions by then. Who knows? But I don't know. If the trend continues, we'll probably have classic will be more popular, have better prize money than open. 20. If the trend continues, I mean, it might happen way sooner than that. I don't know. That's a good question, man. That's like asking someone, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Marquise, Lee Labrada, Lee Priest, Sean Ray did well back then despite their 212 frame and less mass. Well, less mass is a relative term. I mean, Lee Priest didn't have less mass than anybody. He was just shorter. So Lee was like 5'4". His best competitive weight, he was like shredded at 200. He usually competed more like 210 to 220 in that range, but he was just big. If you blew him up to say like 5'10", 6 foot, he would have been like 300 pounds on stage, but he was much shorter. And you know, that does visually when you have 2 huge guys, I said this in the last live, 2 huge guys, they're both thick, jacked, but one's 5'4" and the other one's 6'2". Your eyes are going to be drawn to the tall guy, the wide guy. It's just, that's visually, that's what we're drawn to. Matt Ursi, do you think eating real food was a side effect to Labrada? Definitely played a role. If that's the only major change he made and he's looking this much better, you know, that's the evidence right there. The proof is in the pudding, as they say. Pudding pops. Yeah, I mean, he made vast improvements to his back. Didn't really say much about changing much. Didn't change up the training that much for it, apparently. Although he did say he wasn't worried about the weight. It was really about squeezing contractions. Yeah, go check the interview, please, guys. It's only 15 minutes long. Alex Brookman, I thought Hunter was starting to get the Ian Valier lower back atrophy. I never saw that on him. But he seems to have regrown his Christmas tree. Didn't think I'd see that. I never saw that atrophy with him the way we saw it on Ian and Rami. His back was not great. Hunter's back wasn't great. It's still not like the greatest back compared to, you know, this Derek Lunsford back or something, but it's still a damn good back. Marquis, thank you for chatting with sleep. It's 1 a.m. here. See you in 2 weeks. Thank you for watching. I don't know if you speak French. Merci beaucoup. It's all the French I know, man. I should have taken French and Spanish in school. Damn it. Oh, well. You can still learn a language, right? Lupu? I don't know what lupu means. What does that mean? Anyway, yeah. I'm going to wrap it up, guys. I'm going to wrap it up. So congratulations to Hunter. Again, the results, I'll put them in the comments section. But it was Hunter Labrada, first place, Jonathan Della Rosa, second place. Lewis Breed, originally from UK, now representing Dubai, third place. Joel Thomas in fourth. Brady King in fifth. Sixth place, Roy Evans. Congratulations, the top 6 guys. No surprises. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it so much. As always, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, turn on notifications. And that's it. We'll see you again 2 weeks covering the Texas Pro both days. Thank you so much, guys. Peace out. Good night.